Thanks. Greetings from Palm Bay Secret Gardens. I'm Margo Bennett, and today we're going to talk about mounting orchids. Some people asked about how to do this and missed an instructional thing on it, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Very important thing first. We're going to be handling a lot of plants today. If you are a smoker of any type of tobacco, do not touch your orchids until you have thoroughly washed your hands. Okay? Because you can pass on the tobacco mosaic virus to your plants. Never knew you did it. All right? Wash your hands. Put on your gloves. And the pathogens can be passed through the gloves if your hands get wet, and you can still infect your orchids. So, hand washing, very important. All right, first thing we're going to do is talk about our different types of mounting. This is called tree fern fiber. All right, and this is a totem. This comes in slabs, it comes in blocks, and all this stuff. I'm not a fan of this stuff because it rots pretty quick. This is cork, a cork slab. This is good. It's expensive. I've already pre-prepared it. This is a slat basket. When you get these, make sure they're made from teak or redwood. If you get them made from fir or another kind of wood, they will rot in a couple of years. If it's teak, it'll last forever. They're a little pricey. They come out of Thailand, but they're worth it. And finally, we have the same kind of thing, only a raft. And this is also made from teak. Do not get anything but teak or redwood. Again, they will rot on you really, really fast, and you'll be doing it all over again. All right, so I've got 3 different plants here. I have a baby sweet CFG ready to go in a basket. I have a phalaenopsis. I know it's in spike, but it's a phal. We're going to mount this on a basket and hang it sideways the way phals naturally grow. And we have a little intermedia orlata baby here. It's going to go on the cork. So, first things first, let's do the basket. Take our plant, and I've cleaned it all off. I've cut back the roots a little bit. We've got new roots growing. We have everything nice. And what I'd like to do with this is I'm going to take the plant. You can see where it's all wet in there. I'm going to take the plant and set it right in the center, just like that. And I'm going to take some of my green coated wire and give it a snip and run it down through here. On both sides, right across the rhizome. Oh, if I can get it, there we go. Sometimes these guys get recalcitrant and they don't want to cooperate with you. And you want to pinch it real tight. See what I'm doing? I'm pinching it tight. You're not going to hurt the plant, but what you want is this thing to be as tight as possible. You do not want the plant to move and shake around in there. The more moving and shaking it does, the harder it is for the roots to take hold. Now, I've got this nice, see? I've got this tied up really nice. It only took 1 wire. The plant does not move or shake. It's in there really good. See? It's done. That's it. It's mounted. Just trim off the back and attach your tag. This gets the white tag because it's one of Mama's plants. And that's it. We're done with that one. So that can go right there. Oh, wait. Here. Look out and say hi to everybody. Hello. All right. The next thing we're going to do, is mount the phalaenopsis. Now, phalaenopsis are sold upright in pots with their little spikes all spiked up, but phalaenopsis don't grow this way in nature. In nature, they are growing this way. All right? They attach to trees, and they grow down, and that keeps the water from getting into the leaf crowns and rotting the plant. So we're going to mount it that way. What I like to do is take my basket and my plant, put it in here like this, just like that. Oh, wait, there you go. Just like this, see? Real simple. And I'm going to use the same green wire and do the same process, okay? I don't use monofilament or old pantyhose. It's Florida. Who wears pantyhose? And take the wire, hook it around the base of the plant, And you don't have to worry, you're not going to hurt this guy either. These guys are very resilient and very, very tolerant of being banged around. And again, you see the wire sticking out, and all I do is I take it and I just give it a twist. And I twist the basket instead of the wire, actually. And then give it one final good one, and good. See how tight it is? It's not going to flap, it's not going to move around. Now, what I do for the phals, just to get them started, because the roots are kind of delicate on this guy, is I take a little bit of sphagnum moss, not much. This is throwaway. And that just kind of goes around the roots a little bit. And what that'll do is give the plant a little wider and a little protection until the roots take hold. Then, I take a 2-wire hook, and I clip them on there, and off it goes. That is a mounted phal, and that's how they grow, and that's how I like to grow them. Pretty cool, huh? So we'll just take this guy and put that right over here. The last one we're going to do is a little baby intermediate Orlata. You can never have too many of these. They're one of my very favorite. Now, you find a place on the mount, on the cork, that the plant will fit on, and these guys are very accommodating. Just kind of stick it on there, right? And that's where it's going to go. So you want to mount it. You want to mount it lower on the cork, on the slab, to give the plant room to walk and crawl. All right. So what I do is, I don't know if you can see it or not. I pre-drilled holes in it, and that's where the wires are going to go. And we'll get to it right now. So more wire. Snip. I'm not a big wire conservator. I cut a lot and I clip it, and I don't worry about wasting wire. Then we take the wire and we run it around a couple of really, really good bulbs at the base of the plant. Sometimes this stuff can be real annoying to work with. There we go. And then run it back down through the other hole. Alright, so now I've got this little guy on here, see? And I'm trying not to break off that new growth right there. And that does happen occasionally. And again, give it a twist, twisty, twisty, twist. And there you go, it's mounted. And it's not moving, it's not going anywhere, see? No shaking, no nothing. And what we're going to do with this is just let the roots take hold. I don't put any moss behind it. I don't do any of that stuff. It doesn't need it. All right? You can if you want. It's just my preference not to do it. Now, that one's all ready. We have some excess wire in the back. Just trim it off, snip, and we're done. Now, you have a nicely mounted plant. Don't forget to put the tag on it. I'll make an intermediate Orlata tag soon. Hang it on there and put it out with the rest of my guys. I have other examples here of mounted orchids. This guy is another intermediate Orlata, and you'll notice a tag and a pod growing on it. It's making me more babies. This is mounted on a piece of coconut fiber, a slab. These things are nice. I don't really like them much, but that's what I had at the time, so I used it. But the plant is happy and growing well on it. All right, you can see where it started on this side and just grew all the way around the other side. All right, so I'll lay that one there for the time being. And this one, all right, guess who this is? I know the flower's just opening, but you know, it's Angel Walker. Who doesn't have an Angel Walker? This is mounted on a piece of grapefruit. I did this 4 years ago. The plant was only about that big, about 3 or 4 bulbs on it. And I mounted it on this piece of grapefruit. We chopped off an old grapefruit tree. And this thing, it just loves it. It's growing really well. And the piece of wood is starting to rot off. Grapefruit rots really fast. So I'll have to do something else with it shortly. But that's a good example. Oop, that's not. That's a good example of a well-grown, well-mounted plant. and that's what you can get. All right? So, mounting is easy, mounting is fun. Remember, wash your hands if you're a smoker. Actually, wash your hands if you handled any vegetables or anything, because pathogens are there too. All right? You don't want to pass these to your orchids because viruses are not curable. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy growing!